Increase the load. Worse and worse. Do the cops know what's going on? What's the connection between this meat and the electrical installation? Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel. It's done. Now for the others. I can still increase the load. Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, and a full shelf on cephalopods. Sarah Hawkins. She was a patient here. That Dr. Fuller again. Anatomy, anthropology, nothing surprising.
One, two, three, four, five, six. No, not six. 4, 5. If I walk, I do not stop. If I do not stop, he does not catch me. If he does not catch me, I do not sleep.
Get me out!
I do not sleep.
Don't let me sleep. What is welling up inside me? I feel it in my head and in my body. He roars, swells, and has strength of oceans. Its waves rise and crash, leaving behind them only trail of white
5 at the most.
Yeah, you there. Come here.
What do you want?
Sleep. That's all.
Sleep? You don't...
No. Have you seen the...
You want sleep?
Yeah. And in it...
You'll draw the guards.
So, you in?
Is it the noise?
No, it's the night. And afterwards.
I'll find you...
Go look in the storage.
Who's there?
Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push. The door is blocked on the other side. This lever must turn on the gas machine. I've got to hide before the guards see me.
Fuller's gonna think we did this. We gotta tell him, though.
This way.
I've got to hide hide before the guards see me.
Who did this? Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him. It gives us time to get
Away? You're mistaken about the beast.
You're Sanders, aren't you? What did they do to you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who's scared? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. The real culprit is Sarah.
You're kidding me. You're talking...
The one and only.
In her office, I saw signs of her. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not...
What's going on? What are you talking...
Destiny! It is trapped.
What finds...
Sarah Hawkins' visitor.
Sanders, pull your...
Without her.
No! Sanders! What hell? I gotta... Okay. This is insane. What killed him? Damn! the gas! Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the...
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a...
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back.
The man's a
What can we do?
What I'm sure of now is...
And what brings you to...
the fact that Charles...
I don't understand.
That's what he would have.
I have a hard time.
You were there.
I'd remember.
Why would he fake his own death?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow.
Bradley, what do you...
I don't...
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion, you don't seem to remember...
no memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were...
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital.
And you don't remember...
I don't. Let's talk...
I heard you talking.
Why am...
I get the impression...
Intrusive, anyway.
I heard you talking.
Why... I get... Anyway.
Given the energy he pours...
His father's, to be correct. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the
Two families.
Most island families are that way. Captain...
Powerful families.
Yes. And as you could tell,
He wouldn't be happy if he knew...
I know the risks. Do you wish to know anything?
I found a file bearing Sarah...
It makes sense.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taken care of, and all were aware of Miss...
Perhaps, but no one...
From what I read in the file,
Francis Sanders and Sarah...
Dr. Fuller seems to be... Not to mention those strange machines.
Yes, I've been telling you...
What I saw was more akin...
Do you even hear what you're saying?
It's the truth, Ethan. I'm listening, Mr.
I have flash...
What did they do?
There was that doctor. My legs. The pain. I woke up at the institute.
And how you scared her?
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories...
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a... After you released me, I got a good look. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cell.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller...
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. P... did you discover?
I met a Francis.
Of course, he's a patient. Or what?
He knows.
What?
I'm not sure.
Tell me how...
I didn't see what, but...
Of what?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor.
Sarah Hawkins? This makes no sense. I don't see...
You really think she's involved?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs.
You know, Francis Sanders was a I guess you can still pay a visit to...
An art collector, you say? That's
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household...
I don't agree. She deserves...
But that truth may be biased.
He's right.
But it could drive her mad.
Better mad. Very well. I'll go to see Francis.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other?
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had...
Yesterday. I met him.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about... Please forgive my tone. The fact is, you, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able... How was he? Were you...
He started raving, screaming.
Oh, mercy, that story...
That was when he began to convulse and...
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I... But it's best that you...
I should have been there. What you... I need to understand. Did you not do...
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, but I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just...
The death of the Hawkins family? This accursed island knows only tragedy. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be...
How did you come...
We were the wealthiest and most influential family. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, he bought many of her works over the last...
May I ask you what Miss
My business with Miss Baker.
But you do know what kind of...
I am no fool. Please
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins?
Well, you can imagine. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of...
Hold on. The Shambler is a...
Who else to paint such horrors?
It is my only lead at this...
Then you have paid. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that. I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I can't...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. Did she really care for him after all? Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed accursed paintings, that accursed Sarah.
A strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal. What have you come looking?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about before making an offer.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to, but as long as you keep out of my...
And you?
I'm here on business. Irina, she doesn't intend to have...
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy. Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder. Go take a hike, Detective.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The public entrance to the gallery. The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons? These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. What the hell was that?
Touch it.
What the hell was that? That thing came out of this painting. There has to be a link. Maybe if I destroy it. What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it! This dagger didn't work. What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it! This dagger didn't work. What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it! This dagger didn't work. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it. This dagger didn't work. What the hell was that? Damn. This dagger looks different.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting it down.
I was attacked by a creature. You knew.
What are you talking? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand.
You mean...
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. And by the way, where do you...
It saved my life.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an from what I saw in the ledgers.
It's not your stuff.
Take it as payment for being mine. Now go see your antique seller.
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary. What happened here? A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it. Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? What's happening to Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet? Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe. Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham editions? Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Things are not looking good. Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the
Queen has
chessboard
little
of the gods.
protection.
Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The Queen has little protection.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
This man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain...
Oh, of course. Mr. Blake, can you hear me?
There's nothing we can do.
Did you inject him with...
No, Doctor.
Again? But there was
More and more people are...
Of course.
Any idea what...
Very well. I'll examine... 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrum. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abs. Slight protuberances seem to... His skin shows abnormal. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight...
So, Doctor?
I'm not sure I have the
Don't say that.
Some of his symptoms...
What?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem...
He hasn't eaten in...
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing...
It's not like...
Whatever it is, this man has something...
Dr. Fuller said not to worry.
You know... In spite of the muscle contract...
Yes. They can't have decals.
And yet... If there is a bone in this arm, what about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch.
Look at these sticky rings.
I'm sure you'll find...
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond... And you won't believe me.
He seemed to feel...
Yes. Like he needs an but that doesn't
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms...
What do you mean? Don't tell...
No. This poor man is... And this transformation...
Where could he have gotten such...
I pray that it's not he...
Dr. Colden, may I know...
What I'm doing? How about what...
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I've done to him what I do to all...
Your imagination is without limit. It's your home...
There. What...
These are alarming...
Do you believe that? I even think this man has a...
No, Doctor. This patient...
Really? What?
He's changing.
Fascinating. An animal you...
This
Your reaction does. It's your innocent worries for this...
For this man, and the others...
I have to protect my discovery. These people...
I will not let...
You disappoint me, Marie. But in the meantime, take care of your own patients and...
Was that a threat? What did he...
It was a warning. Doctor, my word is of no weight against his.
It's scandalous. Can't we...
Oh, that evidence. I need to find them.
And where would you find those?
I'd rather not think about.
Of course, Doctor. You can...